Welcome to another video of robotic enterprise framework. So in this video, we'll talk everything right from scratch on how to work with the RE framework. So many people have the feeling that it's the most difficult framework and it's very complex to understand. But in reality, that is not true. So if you really understand each and every concept of RE framework, it is piece of cake for anyone. So that is what we are here. So we will address each and every section of RE framework, and then we'll discuss on all the topic just to make sure you understand all this topic very easily, and it will be easy for your implementation. So what you need, so who is eligible to take this? So anyone who is interested in RE framework can do this, but they require all these things, which is the basic programming knowledge. So you are already used to UiPath, and you created some workflows, created some sequences, flowchart, all these things, and you know about all the variables, data type, and control flow, and you are well versed with the data manipulations and all these topics such as Excel and data tables, UI interactions, selectors, errors and exception handling, debugging, and you know about orchestrator. So these are all the basics, the foundation level chapter in Academy. So if you are not sure about this, just visit UiPath Academy and take the foundation course, so you understand all these topics. If not, you can visit my YouTube channel, and there is a separate playlist there, so you can go through all this topic once again just to refresh yourself. So this is just a prerequisite, and we'll now go into the video. So introduction to RE framework. So what is a framework basically? So the framework is a setup, right? It's kind of a template. So that these templates give you everything to perform automation on top of it. So if without the framework, you need to create everything, including the template and all the inputs and outputs, how to handle that. You need to create programmatically handle that. But UiPath give you this feature. They give this RE framework template for you to build automation very easily, so that you only need to drag and drop only the important activities that you are going to create the process on top of it. So that is what the framework. So now we go into the RE framework, which is the robotic enterprise framework, in which it is a template which gives you the feature, a lot of features to store, read, and modify config data. So we want to see what is the config data, right? So the config data is something that we keep only the important and needed data separately, and we are not hard coding anything within the framework, so that if there is any changes in the application or changes in the programming logic, so we just only changes a value in the config level. So that there is not many, you don't need to change the framework, and you don't need to programmatically handle that. Instead, you can handle separately in the Excel file itself. So that is why it provides a feature of storing the values and read and modify the config data from the config file. And it provides additional features such as exception handling. So you know about exception handling, which is handling the exception. So in real time during the robot execution, what happens if there is an exception in the application during the runtime. So our framework should be capable of handling that, so that it can recover and handle that particular situation, and it will be easily go through the next scenarios, or execution still resumes with the next data. So if there is no exception handling in place, so the robot fails there and it's unable to recover, which is not a good robot, right? So it's not expected in a very good framework. But RE framework by default, it gives the facility of exception handling. One thing is, like, we need to make sure we use it appropriately based on the scenarios that we are doing, so that it works properly. And event logging. So each and everything is event logged on all important activities wherever we are reading the data or getting the input or doing some important process. So we are just logging those events, and writing the output, we are logging those events appropriately in appropriate section, so that in case of any failure, if we need to analyze those data, it will be easy to analyze for any developers or anyone who is able to do that. So so everything is logged basically, so we can easily check whenever whenever needed, even in the positive conditions as well as in negative conditions. And basically this RE framework uses something called state machine. So this state machine is another concept that someone needs to understand very thoroughly, so to easily understand the RE framework, because the entire framework is built on the state machine engine. So this is something very important because it has different states and transitions. So we need to understand what each state is all about and what is the transitions, right? So we'll today go through each of these topics like state machine and different states and different transitions. This is pretty much a high level about the framework, right? So apart from the framework, so we will be seeing what are the different types of business processes and what is the state machine and different states of RE framework and what are the features of RE framework and dispatcher and performer, and finally we'll see an implementation of the dispatcher and performer. So let's look into that on each of these topics. Okay, so let me talk something more about this introduction to RE framework. So if you see that in any automation projects, right, that involving like a single or multiple applications, so there are always challenges and you face a lot of errors and exceptions. So therefore we need to design our robots more efficiently so that it can overcome those challenges gracefully. So they need to have that proper config data, exception handling, and event logging, so that it is easy to handle, it is easy to maintain, it is easy to reusable, and provide effective logging as well. So this template, the RE framework template, helps us achieve all these goals. Also to perform some build, test, and run unattended and attended business processes for various type of business processes in a structured, efficient, and consistent manner. So this will help to achieve all this concept. So the main underlying concept is the state machine, so which is the engine, and it has different states and transitions. So which is the main concept of this RE framework. So it has different concept like init, get data, process data, and end process. So we'll go through deeper in the later stages of this session. I hope you enjoyed today's session. Please click on the like button, subscribe, and notification icon to receive more interesting videos. Thank you very much.